Okay, welcome in. I'm now going to continue my preview for this upcoming season, looking at the Philadelphia Flyers. Now, last year, Philadelphia finished with a record of 38, 33, and 11 overtime/shootout losses for 87 points. Their home and away record 20, 17, and 4 at home, and 18, 16, and 7 away from their home arena. So not a very terrible season. They did finish with 87 points, and they technically finished above 500 with 38 wins and 33 losses. This was a team that looked like they were finally going to get back in the postseason after missing it the previous 3 years, and they absolutely collapsed at the end of the year. I'm pretty sure they were in the top three of that division for a good chunk of the year, especially towards the end of the season, but unfortunately they laid an egg and they missed it for the fourth straight year. So obviously, if you're a Flyers fan, I'm sure you're a little bitter about that, considering you would have loved to have made it into the postseason, but unfortunately, it was not meant to be. So they would finish with the 12th worst record in the NHL. Therefore, they should have had the 12th overall pick, but they would trade it to Minnesota. Minnesota would then draft Zeev Boyerman out of Denver, a defenseman in the NCAA. So I will get on to where Philadelphia landed if they traded with Minnesota, so therefore they should have had Minnesota's pick, and we'll take a look when I do my preview for the Wild. So as always, we'll take a look at the roster and see who is still there and who is not. So Philadelphia forward group. So they have Rodrigo Abels, John Randall Avon, Devin Barkley, I believe Ken Atkinson has been traded away. I don't see his name on this list, and he still technically had a year left on his contract unless he was bought out and signed with another team. Again, when I get to the team and his name is on that, at least I will know moving forward. So Bobby Brink is not on this list. Oh, sorry, he is on this list. I apologize. So he has re-signed with the Philadelphia Phillies. Noah Cates has a year left to go on his contract. Sean Couturier, the captain, has 6 years left to go on his deal. Nick Delorier has 2 years left to go on his contract. Elliot Desnoyers, Oscar Inklin are members of the Philadelphia Flyers. Joel Farabee on the screen has 4 years left to go on his deal. Tyson Forster has a year left to go on his contract, as does Morgan Frost. Gurianov did not come back to Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure he signed with another team. But getting back to the Flyers, Rhett Gardner is there. Alexis Genderon, I believe, is a member there. Garnet Hathaway has a year left to go on his contract. Ryan Johansson's contract was bought out by the Flyers, so he is not coming back. And I don't think he even played a game for the Flyers when he was traded from Colorado to Philly last year. So so he's no longer coming back, and who knows about his future. Thomas Konechny, a fantastic forward. I'm sure Philadelphia loves him. He has a year left to go on his deal. Scott Lawton is there. He has 2 years left to go on his contract. Jet Lochcano is a member of the Flyers. Oli Lixell has a year left to go on his deal as well. Matyev Michokov is a member there. Ryan Poehling has re-signed, I believe, on a 1-year deal worth 1.9, 2-year deal worth 1.9. After that, Anthony Richard is there. Massimo Rizzo is there. Owen Tippett, his contract did expire, but as you can see on the screen, he has signed a 8-year, $6.2 million contract. A pretty good deal for someone like him. The last two forwards on this list are Samu Tomala and Zaid Wisdom. All right, we'll take a look at the defensive core for the Flyers. So first on the list is Emile Andre, Ronnie Attard, Louis Belpedio, Oliver Bonk. Jamie Drysdale was acquired from the Anaheim Ducks during last season. He has 2 years left to go on his contract. Ryan Ellis, I'm pretty sure, I don't think he's playing. I don't think he's played in like 2 years. And he has 3 years left to go on his contract. So, yeah, he's not playing, but he still has 3 years left on his deal with the Flyers. Adam Ginning has re-signed. Helge Grans, I believe is how you pronounce his name, is there. Eric Johnson has re-signed since being acquired from the Buffalo Sabres to the Philadelphia Flyers last year. Hunter McDonald is there. Rasmus Ristolainen has 3 years left to go on his contract. Travis Sanheim has 7 years left to go on his deal. Nick Seeler has 4 years left to go on his contract since re-signing at 2.7 mil. Mark Stahl, I don't think he has a team just yet. I'm pretty sure he's still a free agent unless he has signed elsewhere, but I think he retired. That's what it was. Yeah, Mark Stahl retired, so he played his last year in Philadelphia. And then Cam York and Igor Zamula finish off the last of the list for the defensemen. Cam York has a year left to go on his contract, and I believe Igor Zamula has re-signed. All right, we'll take a look at the goaltending situation. So on this list, there's Carson Bjarnason. Samuel Ersson has re-signed a 2-year, $1.45 million. Ivan Fetyev was the big guy who was 6'7", but on skates he looks like he's over 7 feet tall. This guy is just a freak, but he's huge, so I'm sure he'll be great for the Flyers moving forward. And then to round off the last 2, there's Alexei Kolosov and Cal Peterson for the Flyers. I'm pretty sure Carter Hart has been bought out by the Flyers just due to some controversy off the ice. Don't want to get into that. That's for another time, if I even talk about that at all. So for the Philadelphia Flyers for this upcoming season, I think it's going to be 5 straight years that they don't make the playoffs. That Metro, even though 3 teams should make it, it's tough to say who makes it for the wild card position. As I've talked about with the Atlantic Division, I could see 5 teams from the Atlantic Division making the playoffs and then only 3 from the Metro. So if I had to make my guess right now and put any money on whether the Flyers are in or out of the playoffs by the end of April, I have a funny feeling they are going to be looking on the outside of the playoff spots and bracket. All right, that takes care of my preview for the Philadelphia Flyers. As always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, and as always, take care.